Hi students, today we will continue ionic compounds. Here properties of ionic compounds. Properties of ionic compounds. In the properties of ionic compounds, the first one is physical state. Physical state. Mainly ionic compounds are solids. They are considered as crystalline solids. They are crystalline solids. And next, melting points and boiling points. Here, melting points and boiling points are very high and have sharp melting points and boiling points. Sharp melting points and boiling points. They are having high melting and boiling points by means because they have a crystalline solid structure, and in that crystal lattices the oppositely charged ions are attracted by the very strong electrostatic attractive forces. So they have high melting points and boiling points. And the third one, conductivity. Here conductivity means electrical conductivity. Here in the ionic compounds, if you see, generally ionic solids, if you are taking, they are bad conductors. Ionic solids are bad conductor because no free ions. No free ions because they are clearly adjusted in the crystal lattice and no free movement of ions. And if they are present in the liquid state, or we can say them as a fused state, or in the aqueous state, they are having free ions. Because of these free ions, they act as good conductors. Good conductors because of the free ions present in the aqueous state or in the fused state. So generally conductivity order, if you are taking, solid state is less than fused state, fused state is less than aqueous state. So in the aqueous state, ionic compounds are having high conductivity. Okay, next, fourth point. Here, ionic compound, ionic bond is non-directional. Ionic bond is non-directional bond. Non-directional bond. Non-directional bond means the electrostatic attractive forces may present in any direction. Suppose NaCl is present, Na plus and Cl minus in this direction they can be attracted, or Cl minus and Na plus they are attracted by this direction or in this direction, any direction. So electrostatic attractive forces are not fixed direction containing, so it is called as a non-directional bond. So they doesn't exhibit exhibit isomerism. So isomerism or space isomerism, they doesn't exhibit space isomerism, or isomerism doesn't shown by these ionic compounds. And the next point, what about the reactivity? So the next point is reactivity. Here, if ionic compounds are taken, there is a free ions between the ionic compounds, suppose if present. So the reactions are very fast. The reactions are very fast because free ions present and exchange of ions occurs very easily. For example, NaCl is reacting with AgNO3, means here Na plus ion and Cl minus ion is present. Ag plus ion, I am writing here the reaction, NaCl and AgNO3 is present. And in this Na plus Cl minus ions exist and Ag plus NO3 ions exist, they exchange easily and they forms NaNO3 and AgCl. So the reaction between ionic compounds are faster because there exist free ions which exchange easily with a faster rate. Okay, so reactions between ionic compounds are very fastly occurring. Sorry. The next point, solubility. Solubility. Ionic compounds are polar. Polar means they have positive charge and negative charge ions. So they are soluble. They are soluble in polar solvents. They are soluble in polar solvents very easily. Like dissolves like. We have that statement now. Like dissolves like means polar compounds are soluble in polar solvents. Polar solvent means like water. Water is a polar solvent. Methyl alcohol CH3OH is also a polar solvent. Ethyl alcohol C2H5OH is a polar solvent. So this type of polar solvents if present, they are soluble in polar solvents. And next, the solubility depends on two factors mainly. One is called as solvation energy, or it is also given as in some books hydration energy. Hydration energy or solvation energy we can indicate as a He or Se, whatever it may be, He or Se. And the second factor is lattice energy. The second factor which decides is lattice energy. Here suppose I am writing this as Le indicated by U letter. So Le I am writing. So whenever we are telling it is soluble in a particular solvent means what happens is the solvation energy or hydration energy. One only we will take hydration energy value of the ionic compound is greater than lattice energy. Then only it is said to be soluble. Or if it is insoluble means generally what happen? It forms a precipitate. It is forming a precipitate, and here what happens is hydration energy is less than lattice energy. So you are telling about hydration or solvation energy. What is this hydration or solvation energy? Simply please remember, suppose I am having NaCl. NaCl. I am dissolving this NaCl in H2O. As a solvent I am taking in H2O. What happens means Na plus and Cl minus ions are formed. This Na plus ion is surrounded by water molecules. Here this is surrounded by water molecules. Okay. Like this, it is surrounded by water molecules. In the water solvent, Na plus ions are surrounded like this. And this type of accumulation or surrounding solvent molecules around ion, either cation or anion. Here Cl minus also we can write. I am writing here Cl minus. The Cl minus is also surrounded like H, O, H, OH, H, and here OH and H. Okay, so this is the surrounding water molecules. Why hydrogen is near to the Cl minus means here which is more electronegative in oxygen and chlorine. Yes, oxygen is more electronegative, so it gets negative charge. And hydrogen is less electronegative, so it gets positive charge. So positive part is attracted by the negative ion, and here negative part is attracted by the positive ion. So this type of accumulation of water molecules occurs in a solvent, and this process of accumulation is called as hydration. So what is hydration means? The process of accumulation of water molecules around ions, around an ion. It may be cation or it may be anion. Here it is cation, here it is anion. The process of accumulation of water molecules, accumulation means surrounding. It is surrounded by water molecules. Here it is surrounded and here Cl minus is surrounded. This type of process of accumulation of water molecules around ion is called as hydration process. Due to this hydration process, some amount of energy always releases. It releases, and this is exothermic process. Exothermic means releases. So because of hydration, what happens? Energy releases. That released energy is called as hydration energy or solvation energy. Okay, we already studied about lattice energy now. The amount of energy released when 1 mole of ionic compound is formed from oppositely charged gaseous ions is called as lattice energy. That is also releasing energy, it is also releasing energy. Means if a crystal lattice is present, then formation of crystal lattice occurring, energy releases. Here hydration is occurring, energy releases. In this, if hydration energy is more than lattice energy, then called as soluble. That ionic compound is dissolved. It is dissolved in that solvent. And it is insoluble when hydration energy is lesser than lattice energy. Okay, how we can get hydration energy? Hydration energy or solvation energy is directly proportional to charge product by, or it is a hydration energy is inversely proportional to 1 by r plus plus 1 by r minus. So radius, that is radius of cation and radius of anion. Okay, hydration energy is directly proportional to charge, product of charges, or hydration energy is inversely proportional to radius of cation and radius of anion. By this we can calculate. Or hydration energy, simply you remember, hydration energy is inversely proportional. It is looking like inversely proportional, but this is actually directly proportional. ER means it is a dielectric constant. I can simply say like hydration energy is directly proportional to dielectric constant. Dielectric constant. Dielectric constant of solvent. Dielectric constant of solvent. What is this dielectric constant of solvents are? Dielectric constant of a solvent means if a solvent has more polarity, it has high dielectric constant. What is the use of more polarity? Because of more polarity, the polar compounds are highly soluble. If it is less polar, then the polar compounds are less soluble. So dielectric constant indicates about the polarity of a solvent. A more polar solvents are having high dielectric constant values. For example, H2O has a dielectric constant value approximately 81. Okay, and methyl alcohol is nearly 30 to 40. like that. So the dielectric constant of water is higher, next methyl alcohol, next ethyl alcohol. Okay, so the dielectric constant value indicates about the polarity of a solvent. If it is more polar, then it is highly soluble in that solvent. The ionic compound is highly soluble in that solvent. Okay, so that is the relation between hydration energies and solvation energies. Okay, suppose I will give one question. Tell me what is the reason and what is the answer for that, basing on the solvation energy or hydration energy. Here lithium plus and sodium plus we have, potassium plus we have, rubidium plus we have, cesium plus we have. In this, which is having high hydration enthalpy or hydration energy or solvation energy? So smaller is the size. Here sees here hydration energy radius inversely proportional. So what happens when size is smaller, hydration energy is more. Means lithium plus hydration means it is dissolved in water, for example. So this is easily undergoing to hydration than sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. Okay. If more hydration occurred for lithium, means what? More water molecules are surrounded. Okay, now I am asking size of aqueous ions. Aqueous ions size I am asking. Please remember, size of aqueous ions: lithium plus aqueous, sodium plus aqueous, potassium plus aqueous, rubidium plus aqueous, cesium plus aqueous. Tell me which has more size, more radius, which is occupied by water molecules largely, which is undergoing to hydration largely. Yes, we already wrote lithium plus the lithium plus here. I will write again. The lithium plus, next is sodium plus, and next is potassium plus, and next is rubidium plus, and next is cesium plus. That is the order. So the lithium plus is easily undergoing to hydration. This is the hydration order of hydration, order of ease of hydration, order of ease of hydration. Okay, and in this, which is having higher size, which has higher size of its aqueous ion? Tell me. Because it is highest hydrated ion. Highest hydrated ion means more water molecules surrounded by it. So when an ion is surrounded by more water molecule, its aqueous ion size is bigger. If an ion is surrounded by very small number of water molecule, its aqueous ion size, aqueous ion means water molecules plus that ion, aqueous ion size is lesser. So here Li plus bigger, and this is the size of aqueous ions. Okay, now tell me conductivity of aqueous ions. Suppose the same ions I gave: lithium plus aqueous ion, sodium plus aqueous ion, and potassium plus aqueous ion we gave. Now tell me which has more conductivity, which has less conductivity. Conductivity depends upon the free ions availability or mobility of a free ion. If it can move fastly, then it has high electric conductivity. But here if you see, lithium plus is highly hydrated, or lithium plus is surrounded by more number of water molecules. When you are surrounded by more members, more persons, you cannot move freely. In the same way, lithium plus is surrounded by more number of water molecules, so it cannot move freely. So lithium plus aqueous ion has less conductivity. next sodium place, and next potassium place. Okay, that is about conductivity.